Hey guys, my name is Brendan McCarthy, and the purpose of this video is to help students and student athletes everywhere do the very best that they can in the weight room. Now, weightlifting is a very safe activity, if it's done right, but some people who have practiced unsafe lifting techniques have actually died from lifting. So pay attention to this video. Now let's get started. Before we get into each lift, here are 10 guidelines to weight room safety. 1. Absolutely no horseplay. 2. Never interfere with the person who is lifting. 3. Make sure your area is clear of equipment before lifting. 4. Make eye contact with those near you before lifting. 5. Make sure your collars are snug on the bar. 6. Pick up after yourself. 7. Spot carefully. Concentrate on the lifter. 8. Keep it clean. No food. 9. Always use correct lifting techniques. And 10. Help and encourage each other. Make your friend great. Keep these guidelines in the back of your head during the rest of the video. Now let's see the specifics of each lift. First, we're going to show you the guidelines of how to lift the bar. And to do that, microphone's going to help me. Go ahead, step up to the plate, Michael. Alright, so what we have here is the round and back. We don't want Michael's head round and back. We want to lock the low back in, spread the chest. It's going to bring the bar closer to your legs and your chin up. Alright, go ahead, lift the bar up. Alright, and when you set the bar down, you want to set it down exactly how you lifted it up. Alright, go ahead, Michael, set it down. Alright, bring it back up again. Alright, now this is how you do it the wrong way. That is not what you want to do. Now let's take a look at it from the front angle. Alright, here it's much easier to see that your chin always stays up and will never go down. Alright, show them the front angle, Michael. I'll set it down. So some of the safety guidelines for squatting is very similar to the bar basics that we just showed you. It's very simple. You're going to have your nice athletic stance. Go ahead, Michael. Michael's going to demonstrate. Go down. You see here, he has his chin up. He has his chest spread. He's blocking his low back in. All right, go ahead. Go up. He's going up in a straight line. That's what you want to do. You want to go up and down in a straight line. All right, now let's show him from the front.
Sure thing, Brendan.
Go ahead, go down. All right, you can really see here, his chin is up. He's spreading his chest when he has it up. And I want you to pinch your knees in, Michael, for me. Pinch your knees in. So that's what you don't want to do, because you risk having injured inside the when you do that. All right, Michael, let's go step on up. Set the bar on your neck. Now, when you set the bar on your neck, you have a little rivet in the on the back of your neck. You want to put it right underneath that, and that's the safest position. All right, come on out, do 3 reps. Now you see he has his head straight up, looking forward, he's locking his low back in, going straight up and down. Alright, that's it. Also, when you're squatting, you have tiers on either side of the rack. You have to be extremely careful. Now they're called spotting tiers and not safety tiers. What this basically means is when you can't finish a rep, you want to go straight down and set the bar on the tiers. Don't put your hands on the tiers. Kids have done this in the past. They lose the bar and it comes right on their fingers. They lose their fingers. Now we're going to show you both ways how to do it. First, the right way.
I can't do it.
There you go. You have your hands on the bar the entire time. And now, the wrong way.
Wow!
Moving on, some bench press safety techniques. First, you want to have a nice wide stance. Alright, now lean back. You want to make sure your back is nice and locked into the bench. Alright, now, moving underneath the bar, you want to make sure your forehead is directly underneath the bar, not too far back. Otherwise, when you're lifting, you risk hitting the tiers, which is not good. And if you're too far forward, it makes it hard on the spotter to spot you. All right, Michael, go ahead and grab the bar. And see, when he grabs the bar, he wraps his thumbs around the bar, and that's what you want to do. You don't want to have your thumbs like that, because you risk the bar slipping out of your hands. Now, people have done this before, and the bar has fallen on their face, and they lost their teeth. So you want to make sure you wrap your thumbs at all times. When you're benching under 300 pounds, usually one spotter is good enough. But when you have 300 pounds or more, you're probably going to want to have 2 side spotters to ensure safety. Alright, and as I help Michael out, get the weight out, and he's doing a set, you're going to want to hover your hands underneath as a spotter. So in case an emergency happens, you're right there for it. You don't want your hands on your hips or your arms crossed, because you won't be able to get there in time if something bad happens. Make sure you're with the lifter at all times. When you're getting out of the bench, you want to make sure you come up in a straight line. You don't want to twist your back, otherwise you risk pulling a muscle, especially after a heavy lift. Alright, so there's lots of accessories that you can use in the weight room, one of which is weight belts. And there are 2 types of weight belts that the Castaway possesses here. The first one is the power belt, and this one is 4 inches all the way around, and this is good for squatting. It keeps you in a nice upright position as you're going up and down. Now, the next kind of belt that Castaway possesses is the competitive belt, and it's very much like the power belt. It's 4 inches, almost all the way around, but then it tapers down a bit in the front here, and it makes it more comfortable for lifts like deadlifts and the Olympic lifts.
Alright, well, another weight room accessory that you can implement in your workout is knee wraps. Now, what these do is you implement them on heavy lifts, or if your knees are incapable of supporting yourself with any given weight. And they keep your patella in place when you're performing these lifts, because you don't want them to shift around, because that's a cause of knee injuries. Now, when you're putting them on, you want to make sure that you're going outside in like I am, rather than going inside out, for the exact reason of your patella shifting. And you really want to be careful when you're using these, because you don't want to begin to overuse them, and your legs would have to rely on having these. You want to be sure that your knees and your leg muscles develop without the assistance of these, and just use these when training to go towards a higher weight.
Another accessory that you can use is the barbell pad, and you place this on the bar to help prevent neck and shoulder bruises for some of those people who don't have developed trap muscles yet. Now, you want to be careful when using this, because this does make the bar slip off easier, so you don't want to make using this become a habit.
When athletes or weightlifters go to the weight room to usually do a power clean, or any lift for that matter, and they have wrist issues, they tend to use wrist straps. Now, wrist straps are very easy to apply, and when applied, they give you a lot of support. See, you simply wrap around the wrist with a firm grip and put down, just like that.
Another innovation that has come out in the weightlifting world is the 5-pound training plate. Now, this is extremely useful when you want to teach kids how to power clean, because it's very lightweight and it's the most realistic. To help grip the bar, you can find it very useful to apply a little chalk to your hands. Now, you don't need much, usually just a little bit will do to make sure you have a good grip. If you don't use any of the other accessories that I just mentioned, make sure that you use weight wraps, or in this case, clamps. Now, it's very simple to put on. Put them on the bar on the outside of the weight. Just make sure the weight doesn't fall off if you go off balance when you're using grip. There's 3 things that every spotter should be doing. They should be coaching the lifter's technique, they should be there for safety, and they should motivate the lifter to do the very best that they can in the weight room. Now go out there and be great.